How to avoid money mistakes that cost Jameis Winston millions. I know you don't make NFL money. None of us do. Maybe some of us do, but I know we've all felt the pressure to buy friends, families, love. I know at some point you felt that pressure. If you're a dad and this podcast is for fathers and sons, if you're a dad, you felt that pressure to buy people's love. And the fear is if you say no, you're the bad man, the bad husband, the bad boyfriend, the bad friend, the bad son. Well, this article that we're talking about today in Market Watch, and here's the article right here. Here's the article. It's in Market Watch. New York Giants quarterback Jameis Winston says he regrets letting his friends and family spend $400,000 a month of his money early on in his career.
$400,000 a month, son, on jewelry, cars, and they all want a piece of you.
I know, Mom. I messed up.
He said, early on in my career, it got to a point where I enabled the people around me to spend $400,000 a month on clothes, trying to do stuff on eBay, trying to flip stuff. When you see those 8 figures, he says, you think it ain't going nowhere. So he's thought, man, this money's going to last forever. So I can help the people. Basically, he said, the people that believed in the dream, the people that was there for the struggle, he felt obligated to help. But just like Juicy J said, and on that new Bun B album, he said, just because I knew you when I was struggling, that don't mean I owe you. And that's the thing we need to teach our sons. And I said it in a short video. You can't take everybody with you. Stop thinking you can take everybody's supposed to go with you on this dream, on this roller coaster ride to success. Everybody don't deserve to go. And I know a lot of people say that and it sound good, but it's the truth. Else you're gonna end up like bro. He said he would see his bank, his statements, and he wouldn't even know what this stuff was that was being deducted from his account. He was paying people, he was buying people furniture, he was paying people light bills, he was doing all he's the one going on the field. He's the one going to practice. He's the one learning the playbook. He's the one who played in college and was an All-American and did all this, but now he's paying for everybody else. Now, I know, like I said, a lot of us, we don't make that kind of money, but you can fall into the trap of taking care of people who think that you're the savior, or hear that you're making a little bit more money, or if you do nice things for yourself, they feel like they're obligated for you to do the same thing for them. No. The best thing you can learn how to do, and the best thing you can teach your son, is to learn to say no.
We discussed this. You can't keep giving everyone handouts.
No, I can't do that for you, bro. I'm sorry, but no.
That's why you have to be able to tell your children no. No, you can't have that. Why? Because you don't need it, and I don't want to buy it. Like I said, children learn from observation, imitation, and repetition. If if you're able to tell your children no when you think they don't need something or they don't deserve something, then they'll be able to do that when they get older. The only way he said he was able to do this, he just had to learn, he had to cut people off. And I'm sure that made a whole lot of people mad. And I'm sure he fell out with a whole lot of people. But they said at that rate, under his rookie contract, it was for $25 million. He would have ran through all that money in 5 years. 25 million is gone because you spending $400,000 a month taking care of friends and family. The average NFL player goes broke after 2 years. Broke or bankruptcy after 2 years. The average NBA player goes broke or files for bankruptcy after 6 years. The average person doesn't become the peak of their financial literacy doesn't start until age 54. 54, that's when you really start to kind of get it. So if you get money in your 20s and 30s and no one's ever taught you anything, it don't matter. You don't have to be an NFL star. You could be a regular guy with a decent job. If no one's ever told him, your son, my son, any of our sons or daughters about money, they can fall victim to predators. People who want something for nothing. All his friends and family wanted something for nothing. They wanted something for nothing. They thought his money was like running water. It was going, and he said it himself. Once he seen those 8 figures, he thought it was never going to end. But I just said, the average NFL player goes broke after 2 years. Jameis Winston has made $80 million in his career. But if he hadn't learned to cut people off, he would have ran he would have ran through that money. There are some NFL, NBA players, whether you believe it or not, that are living paycheck to paycheck, making millions of dollars a year. So it doesn't. People think, oh, if I make a lot of money, I'm gonna be able to withstand. It don't matter. No, if you have bad habits with money, it don't matter how much money you make. You can spend it. You can trick it off. If Justin Bieber almost tricked off $500 million or $1 billion, anybody, it can happen. If you got enough people mooching off of you, thinking that you're the savior, thinking that because they knew you when you didn't have anything, and now you're obligated to take care of them because you do have something, this can happen. So teaching our children about money, teaching our children to say no and learn how to accept no first. Teaching them to learn how to accept no. When you tell them no, you don't need that. Why? Because this, give them a reason why you don't need, not just because, oh, I said so. Yes, if they just keep asking and asking, once I told you don't need it and why you don't need it, yeah, I said so. Okay? That's not abuse. I've told you why you don't need this thing. Just because you keep asking for it, that don't mean you're going to get it. But that's what people do. That's what grown people do. How many people have a family member, even though you tell them no, will keep asking you and asking you and asking you and try to wear you down until you give them what they want? Some people, friends or family, will make their problems yours. They have no problem with it. They have no problem with making their problems your problems. I heard this before. They said, once you say yes to somebody, now their problem is your problem. Once you tell somebody yes, that you'll do something, whatever they're going through, now it's your problem too. So it's important to teach our sons the value of money, and also that it's okay to tell people no. It's great to do nice things for people, but you don't want to start creating a monster or dependent. He said, if I'm going to pay my cousins or family members light bill, then I'm going to put you on the payroll. I'm going to put you going to do something for that money. You're going to do something for that money. You can only give, I think it's $17,000 a year, just free without filing it on your taxes. And in a lifetime, you only can give someone $12 million. And people say, oh, well, yeah. When the kind of money that these guys are making, if they're not abiding by these rules and knowing these regulations that you can only give somebody so much money without filing a 709 form, letting the government know about the money that you're giving to people, don't play with the IRS. Don't play with the IRS. We think we can do all these things and file exempt and do all these things, and they ain't gonna never know. Once you get that letter in the mail saying you owe this money because you did this or you did that, I bet you won't do it no more. Only give an individual person a year right now in 2025 $17,000 in just gift money, just giving them your child, a dependent, somebody. Here, that's the most you can give without filing that form, that 709 form. If you give somebody $50,000, you gotta let the government know. Yeah, you gotta let the government know. You gave them an extra. You gave them 33,000 of that money goes towards that $12 million that you can only give somebody in a lifetime. But for somebody like this who has a bunch of money, if you're just doing that all over the place, or if you just have somebody in your life, a mother or somebody that you just giving money over a course of your career, you could possibly give them that kind of money. And then you're on the hook for taxes. These people that you're giving money to and you're helping, they don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about the problems that they could cause you. That's one thing we need to understand as fathers. And we need to teach our children that. Once you say yes to somebody, you're taking on their problems. And these people, they don't care what the kind of stress they're putting through you, because you got your own stuff you're going through, but they don't have any problem. All these people that he was paying $400,000 a month taking care of, they don't have any problems putting their mess on you. Teach your sons how to say no. And first, teach them to be able to take the word no. If they can take the word no and be able to deal with it, they'll be equipped to tell somebody no too. They'll be like, no, you don't need that. I can dig it. You don't need that. Here's why. And I'm not, but if people who never learn the word no, they're going to tell people yes. They're going to, not everybody, but they're going to fall for it. They're going to fall victim of it too. So that was this episode of the Raise It Carter podcast, sponsored by Build Better Dads, the website, my coaching program. If you're a father, you need help with being a better role model to your son, I can help you. So if you want that kind of help, go to the website, Build Better Dads, book a appointment with me. I'm out of here. Peace.